A lot of guys come to Bangkok or Pattaya, they meet a girl, the girls, they're saying hello, they're smiling in the street.
There was always this suspicious, underhand attitude and narrative towards Western guys who choose to date Thai women. He part invested in a bar business with two of these new friends. They mix with girls on the nightlife and bar scene, and it convinces them they are God's gift to all Thai women.
It's paradise here. Thailand does a great job of selling paradise.
One question that's been asked a million times is, why do so many men come to Thailand and oh so easily fall in love? Do they really leave their brains at the airport? Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Believe it or not, many foreign guys come to places like Nana to find themselves a girlfriend or a bit of romance. And I know what you're thinking, they've got to be crazy, right? Nana, girlfriend, this is going to cost them money. Is this the limit of their romantic aspirations here in Thailand? A country where there are millions of regular women they could get a date with? Well, there's a word to describe these types of guys, and that is monger. Most people have a stereotypical image of what a monger looks like, and that is usually white, overweight, sweaty, alcoholic, lecherous, bald, in their mid-40s to mid-60s. But mongers come in all different shapes, sizes, nationalities and ages, and not everyone who comes to places like this is necessarily a monger. You get a lot of lonely guys coming to the bars for a bit of company, a bit of attention, a bit of banter with the girls. And believe it or not, loneliness is not that uncommon amongst many foreign guys who make the move to Thailand. What is it about guys? In their home countries there are 3 or 4, but when they suddenly come to Thailand there are 10. What's going on? Tell me more.
Well, I can only speak, from my own experience. Having the yellow hair really helps out. I mean, it bumps you up a couple of notches. I have a feeling it might have something to do with just decades of marketing, modeling, and Hollywood pictures always portraying the white person as the beautiful person. From what I understand, I mean, it's paradise here. Thailand does a great job of selling paradise. For people from the West, the women in the relationship can kind of hold the reins, and it's different in Asia. The man's expected to be, kind of in charge, so that's kind of enticing to some people, I would think.
So these guys who come to Thailand and fall in love so easily and so quickly, how do they do it? What's the process? Maybe you want a bit of the action as well. So I will tell you 2 very common scenarios. The first one, a guy's planning his trip to Thailand. He doesn't want to meet a bar girl. Maybe he's been before and he's had a couple of duff experiences. So this time he thinks he's going to try and meet a woman with a less dodgy background from a dating site. So he susses out 5 or 6 women online, video chats, text messages. He might send a bit of money to her if it looks promising, and that way he can suss out whatever dates he wants before he comes. He thinks this way there's less chance of the woman being from a nightlife or bar background. What are the chances of a relationship like this being successful? 50-50, I reckon, but a lot more promising than the second scenario, which is a guy goes into a bar, he meets a bar girl, she showers him with compliments, strokes his hair, massages him. He has a night of passion and intimacy with her and falls deeply in love. When he goes home, he continues to be in contact with her. He sends her money, they have video chats and text messages, all that kind of thing. What are the chances of a relationship like this being successful? Relatively low. There are some happy stories, but you're probably not interested in those, are you? You want to hear the stories about guys who lost everything, got scammed, were faced with bankruptcy and destitution, all because of this girl. And God forbid, alcoholism and suicide, maybe. People want to hear the negative stories. The problem is, these guys don't listen to the warnings. They don't heed the advice they get given. There are hundreds and hundreds of these stories in YouTube videos. They convince themselves. They believe their girl is different. They believe they have found the diamond in the rough. But look on the bright side. A few of these failed relationships might wake them up a bit. It might make them pursue women a few notches higher, regular women with regular jobs from regular backgrounds. What are the chances of that? Relatively low. These guys get stuck in their ways. They mix with girls on the nightlife and bar scene, and it convinces them they are God's gift to all Thai women. And they don't know how to behave in the company of regular Thai women. They go on online dating sites and send these women pictures of their penises and get themselves blocked. These men will always be in the same circle of women in the lower social classes. It sounds harsh, but we've all seen it. For lots more cartoon adventures and stories about guys who typically didn't follow the advice they were given, check out the Thailand Bound channel. I'll leave a link for you in the description. I got sent this video clip recently and it's not too difficult to work out what's going on here.
Where's he going?
Goes to Thailand.
Right, okay. And what, you have concerns about this?
Yes, I just come home on. It's normally on a Wednesday, like he goes. I just come home. There's no note, no nothing. Passport gone, clothes gone.
You say he sends hundreds of pounds per month over there. When you challenge him,
Yes.
He tells you it's none of your business.
That's right. Yeah.
This is not okay. No.
So the lady is 70 years old. I assume the guy must be round about the same age. I'm sure this is not an isolated incident, a guy going on secret trips to Thailand, a guy sending money to Thailand. The comments were highly unpleasant and unfunny. Some of the comments made some very serious, unpleasant allegations, as you can read here. But I smell a slight whiff of hypocrisy here. Good Morning Britain is a TV programme co-hosted by Philip Schofield, a man who for many years was sneaking around behind his wife's back, having secret liaisons with homosexual men. But he came out of the closet live on TV, burst into tears and gained the nation's sympathy, so that seemed to make it all okay. But recently his brother was convicted of sexual assault on a teenage boy and is awaiting sentencing. I think this stinks of double standards, and I'm pretty sure you'll agree with that. Back in the West, there was always this suspicious and underhand attitude and narrative towards Western guys who choose to date Thai women. These supposedly downtrodden, victimised impoverished, subservient Thai women. That's what they want to believe. They want to believe the worst. They want to believe that these guys have seedy and suspicious motives. That's why they want to date Thai women. They also like to say it's because these guys can't get women in their own country. They can't get a date. I think it's because these guys don't want to date women in their own country anymore. The dating scene has changed. Shapes have changed, if you know what I'm saying. All you got to do is look around you. Who are these people to deny these guys who want to travel to places like Thailand to get their kicks? What's it got to do with them, seriously? I detect a whiff of jealousy here. A lot of people back in the West will say that guys who come here to meet women do it because they can't get women in their own country. Do you subscribe to that thing, or is it a totally different ball game?
Well, the short answer is kind of yes. You probably can get women here a lot easier, which sounds wrong, but it is for the wrong reasons as well, right? A lot of guys come to Bangkok or Pattaya, they meet a girl, the girls, you know, they're saying hello, they're smiling in the street, just a lot of them, right? And these are beautiful women, like women here in Thailand, they're absolutely beautiful. So you've got this beautiful girl smiling, saying hello, you're just like, what is going on? Like, it's just crazy. And then, yeah, like, not all of that, there's probably 1% of the girls doing this right, but the ones who are, they know how to work their magic here, they know how to play the heartstrings, they know what to do. And unfortunately, a lot of guys come here who are not getting attention back home. They're a little bit naive, they've not experienced things here before, and unfortunately fall down the rabbit hole, and they have to just be careful with their wallets.
But these are girls in like bar areas, right? That's where a lot of guys head for, let's be honest.
They're on holiday, they're on holiday, they're going to be in the bar areas, Convict Road, you know, they meet these girls, oh, she's different, you know, I've heard the story time and time again. I've been a victim of it in the past, you know, and I'll probably talk about it in another video in the future, but, you know, unfortunately, we've all fallen for this at some point in our life, one or the other, but yeah, the girls here, they're very persuasive and very beautiful.
You ever felt lonely here in Thailand? I bet you have, but you'd never admit it, would you? Because it's not a really macho thing to do, tell someone you're lonely. But it's actually nothing to be ashamed of, and it's quite common. But this is supposed to be paradise, right? How can you be lonely? I know a guy who got absolutely destroyed by it years ago. And I'll tell you the story and try and be as brief as I can. He moved to Thailand on the strength of a couple of wild holidays he had here. And on those trips, he got hammered every night, he partied every night, he barfined different girls every night. He made a load of new acquaintances and friends who advised him how he could live here permanently and support himself. And in the end, he also found himself a girlfriend, so he had a reason to come back and stay forever. Anyway, he took the plunge, he made the move, and let's just say he should have had probably a bit more money than he arrived with, but he was willing to put the work in. So he part invested in a bar business with two of these new friends, and time went on. He continued partying every night and getting drunk. Anyway, to cut a long story short, the bar business failed and he lost his money. And those new friends were nowhere to be seen anymore. He had this girlfriend, but she didn't speak a word of English. They were living together. And what he said was he'd never felt so alone in his life, thousands of miles away from home. And these new friends, you know, when everything was going well, he still felt like he couldn't connect with anyone in the same way he'd connect with back home with his old mates. And he felt isolated, secluded, I think is a good word to use. In the end, he got arrested for fraud and deported. His girlfriend got away with it. I think she blew the whistle. And he's back in England. He seems to be a lot happier back in Lancashire. And that was 2006. So it goes to show, doesn't it? If you move here, make sure you got the money, because it will make a big difference to your well-being. I know they say money can't buy everything, but I would rather be lonely in a 5-star resort on an island, I'm sure I could find something to make me happy, than be lonely in a 20 square metre room overlooking an expressway in a grim part of Bangkok. Anyway, let's have a bit of light amongst all the darkness here. A bit of positivity, so to speak. The happy endings, the success stories. These are the types of stories that apparently don't get people as excited. They don't blow the wind up people's skirts as much as the sordid tales of desperate failure do. But there are these happy stories. And from what I've seen, they usually involved the type of guys who didn't set their sights too high in the first place. They saw the situation for what it was. They didn't overanalyze. They weren't blinded by fantasy. They had the sense and the discipline to move forward regardless. They saw exactly what this kind of a relationship with this kind of girl was all about. And they had the finances and the time. Finances being the important thing, I think, in these kind of relationships. But they lived happily ever after. And I know a couple of couples who moved to the UK and they're still very happy. So there we are. These stories do exist.